Whew. Hello there. Welcome to the Drifting Spore. I'm Steve. It is an absolutely beautiful fall day here in Nova Scotia today. And as usual, I'm out in the woods enjoying it. I don't know what it is about this spot. It keeps calling to me. I mean, it's a beautiful spot, don't get me wrong. Yeah, I love it. I love coming here. I like to adventure and explore as well. And by no means have I explored this area completely. So I guess that's probably why I keep coming back. This is Chickadee Rock, man. Been coming here for a little while now. Not quite a full year, I guess, since I discovered this spot. So I'm just out having a look around, having an explore, looking at some mushrooms, doing what I do, paying attention to wherever my attention is drawn. And me and the boys have been talking, me and my kids, have been talking about a little project we might want to undertake. And I've been thinking for the winter, we'd like to have a bit of a bushcraft shelter on the go. And I'm thinking of ways I could utilize Chickadee Rock as a shelter. And I'm thinking about maybe building a teepee right over it, like a teepee structure, so that Chickadee Rock itself would be kind of like the floor of the structure. But I've got to look around with that in mind and see what I can come up with. Otherwise, we're just out here to enjoy a bit of time in the woods. See what we see, pay attention to where our attention's drawn, and just relax. I can't hear a thing. Can't hear anything human other than myself. It's nice. So I'm going to get started puttering with what I was going to do. I think I'm going to set up my, my bushcraft chair, my hammock chair. I think that'll be step one. And I brought along a tool to help me out with that. We'll see how this goes. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoy. Okay, so these two trees right here might not be too dead to work for this. Huh, I think I see something over there that we'll look at in a minute. So, Saker mini chainsaw. This is my first time bringing this out into the woods. And like I usually have a folding saw in my pack. Since I'm not worried about how much weight I'm carrying tonight, I threw it in the pack just for this purpose and to clean up around camp a little bit if I have an opportunity. So let's cut this down. For the first poles, I think these two dead trees, as long as they're not too dead, should provide me everything I need. Timber. So last time my poles were short for what I wanted. So this time, and I had them about, you know, this high maybe. So this time I'm going to want them quite a bit taller. This might work. Let's try it. I'll make it long and I can always make it shorter if I need to. That took absolutely none of this. That was cool. And luckily this wood doesn't seem to be too rotten or anything. So that's one good pole. Let's get this pole. Now that one's going to hang up a little bit. There he goes. So let's take this one long too, until he gets thin anyway. Once I have these cut, these will be perfect for every time I come up here to set up my chair. Man, what a beautiful, beautiful evening. I mean, I guess it's not evening yet. It's still not even 5 o'clock, but wow. It's about 17 degrees outside. End of September. October's right on the doorstep. Beautiful. Okay, let's drag this stuff back to the rock and see what we can get set up. Now, there's one good pole. There's two good poles. Should be far more than I need, I would say. Now, I don't know how much range this mic I have on has, so you might cut out over here. It's kind of an experiment. You'll see me keep looking down to see if it's catching you. It'll blink if it doesn't. So I'm curious to see how far away I can get and it still picks me up. Still get a steady light, so I assume you can hear me. If you can, that's great. If not, that's okay too. I hope I brought my bushcraft chair. I think I did. Okay, let's put the saw here in my bag for a sec, and I'll come back and get you guys. All right. Whoa, look at that. I'm not going to leave that there because I'm going to leave my chair against that tree, I think. So, where's my chair? Did I bring it? Oh, maybe I didn't even bring it, did I? Oh, yes, I did. Here's my chair. Okay, so if you'll remember, the paracord that holds it all together is also what I'm going to use to bind it. Man, that's handy. I'm enjoying that way too much. What a handy little tool. So grateful to Saker for sending me that thing. I love it. Okay, so here's my chair. This is my coverall leg, pant leg, hammock chair. So now, I go one like this. I should probably put the heaviest end down. And yeah, I think that might work actually. I'm gonna cut these both the same length. Let me see if you can see what I'm doing. Yeah, you can see me. Okay. Now let's cut these so they're the same length. Okay. somewhere close to the same length. I'll put my saker there. Now I'm going to need, this is going to bind these two legs together. So I got the heavy ends down, and I'm always saying this, and you might as well get used to it because I'm going to keep saying it. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm making all this up as I go. Sometimes I'm lucky enough to have seen like a video or something about stuff I'm doing. But normally when I have an idea, I don't go looking to see what everybody else did. Which, right, I don't know why. Because usually my ideas come to me with the way I'm going to do it. So I just go do it. And then normally, after I've done it and I get back home, I'll see videos will pop up on my feed that are exactly what I just did. And a lot of times, whoever just did it is doing it a lot easier than I was doing it. But, oh well. It's part of the fun for me, having no idea what I'm doing. So here's my two poles. They're gonna just kind of go like this. Yeah. Gonna make sure they're gonna stay there though. Oh, that's looking all right. Now, not a problem last time, but what I noticed last time is that when I sat in my hammock chair, my arms were up against the frame, which really doesn't bother me at all. But, oh, I just thought of something else. The taller these are, the higher my chair is going to be. And I don't really remember how I did this. I'm just going to throw a couple half hitches in it right here, I guess. So that I can hopefully get it untied after I'm done. There's one. There's two. Yeah, that's going to be a problem. That's way too high. So, if I do it like that, so I'm going to say I need to take about this much off each one of my poles. Let's see if we can do that without taking everything apart. I think we can. I'm going to say, I don't want to take too much. There's one. How long was that one? The saw just doesn't like that because I'm not holding the weight of the stick I'm cutting. No fault of the saw. That's my own not being smartness. Okay. And that looks like a more appropriate height. And I can get them pushed out further. Now the question is, do I have... that one might work. I think from what I'm seeing, my arms are still going to touch right there and there. But that's okay. Yeah, this stick is far too short. Let's get a longer stick. That one's nice and long, but I don't need it that long. So I'll cut this heavy end off. Perfect. Okay, let's move the saw and give this chair a test. It looks about right to me, but I've been wrong before. Hopefully, I think my pole's gonna go a little bit more that way. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna put my hood up just in case I end up on the ground. And should I run this differently, or is that okay like that? I think that's okay like that. Let's try this. It's making noises. That's nice. My shoulders are still against the frame, but that's a-okay with me, man. This is pretty comfy. Feels great. Let's set up and get a coffee on the go, eh? And I'm gonna sit here and enjoy that. I might mess around with that a little bit more. Okay, let's get some stuff on the go here. Everything you're gonna see me use tonight, you've seen me use before. I've got my stove kit, I've got my cup. I've got my canteen and canteen cup. I've got my coffee kit. I've got gloves. I've got a foraging bag, which I don't really need. Well, a grocery bag, reusable grocery bag. I call them foraging bags, because I almost never remember to take those things into the grocery store, and I almost never forget to bring one into the woods. Okay, let's get the stove set up. I mean, I've been waiting all summer for fall, and I'm really glad it's here. No more mosquitoes, no more deer flies, none of that nonsense. It makes being in the woods that much more fun. This is my Coolin's camp stove, my little box stove. I've been using it lately with my homemade penny stove. The one I made is actually a loony stove, but that's neither here nor there. I always have trouble getting this thing together. This part right here. That one's already in. Win. There we go. There's little tabs here you can push from that side to get it to all fit together nice. Now, let me level this out just a little maybe. That's pretty good there, I think. I'll leave that door open. There's not a draft of wind tonight. Not a draft. I don't feel nothing. So here's my penny stove. That's just a cover I made to put it all together. Oh, my loony. That's my loony. He's starting to get a little worse for wear after many, many burns. And that's my penny stove. That one's made out of, that's a beer can stove. So far so good. I've had a few cooks with it. So far it's holding up great. Let's not waste any time here at all. These are my crossbars. I found using these in conjunction with this stove has helped with boiling water. It happens a lot quicker. Just gets the, you'll see, just gets the canteen cup up off the flame a little bit higher. Yeah, this is always a fidgety part, that dump in the methyl hydrate. Started coming out the jets there, so I stopped pouring. Oh, it sucked it right up. I keep filling this up until it stops taking methyl hydrate. Once methyl hydrate will stay in the top and it doesn't get sucked right into the stove, then I know I'm good to go. I always forget that one thing that I need, which is my fire lighting kit. It's almost ready there now. There we go. That's holding there now. I'll put my methyl hydrate way over there. Okay, let's get ready to light this. I'll get my fire lighting kit. All right, I got my fire lighting kit. I'm just going to use my big old ferro rod to light this. My gloves are out. I'm good to go. Come on. There we go. It's lit. That's the first time that didn't happen on the first try. Now I'm just going to use my bar here to center that up. In my, that's a water chestnut can, I've got that in. I'm going to use my glove to pop it right inside the stove. And close my door. It's not really necessary because it's not windy though. Now, I got flame coming out the jet, so I'm going to drop my loonie in. Whew, splashed it a bit. There we go, I got my loonie centered. Now, let's get our water poured and ready to go. Got just elastic bands on everything. I got a spoon inside my cup. Same thing I always do. I'm going to fill my cup, my coffee cup. Then I'm going to fill my canteen cup. And that way I have a measured amount of water I'm boiling. Not boiling water I don't need. So I tried before putting this right on the stove. I found it pretty slow to get to a boil. And then I tried it with this, with these crossbars that come with a lot of these stoves. And I found it to work a lot better. There we go. Now we're cooking. That should not take very long to boil that water. Okay, we better get our coffee ready because this is looking like, oh yeah, it's about to boil. I got my collapsible silicone pour over device. Perfect. Just got a paper filter. And yeah, in this mint tin I got sugar. I'm going to put a little bit of sugar in the bottom of my cup now. And then I got my perfect coffee in this one. One of these mint tins makes one nice cup of coffee, I find. For me anyway, to my taste. There we go. You can probably see that water's at a good hard rolling boil there right now. That took no time at all. That was 6 minutes or less. Look at how hard it's boiling. You'd have no trouble purifying water out of the stream like that. Now, that's going to burn for a while, I'd reckon. So Let's take this off. Let that stop hard boiling. That's water I brought from home, so I'm not trying to purify it. That stove's going to go for a little while, I'd say. I'm just going to sit back and watch it after I pour my coffee. All right, here we go. Let's pour. Now, if you remember, I put a measured amount of water in my canteen cup, so I don't have to worry about overfilling my coffee cup. My pour over device wasn't fully extended. There we go. That looks better. Being careful not to get over top of the filter. So that'll give me grounds. There we go. I'll leave my canteen cup there for a minute. That stove is still going strong, and it'll continue to go for quite a while. I have cooked my meal on it. I've cooked supper on it. And it could burn up to 20 minutes, who knows. So once that's dripped through, I'm just going to put it over there on top of my canteen cup. There we go. Perfect. There we go. That's the stuff right there. Perfect. I can hear the stream rumbling along over the rocks. I can hear the wind in the trees rustling through the leaves. Beautiful, beautiful evening. My coffee is perfect. I feel like I've really got that game together now with the collapsible silicone pour over device. I find that to be the proper thing, right? Just coincidental that if you believe in anything like coincidences, that the mint tins, the mints that I enjoy there, the mint tins hold just enough coffee for 1 cup of coffee. So my coffee game in the woods has come together. Couldn't be happier with my methyl hydrate stove. That thing works great. I've got that down to a pretty good science now. Soon, October 15th is coming. So on October 15th in Nova Scotia, we transition from check before you burn to don't check before you burn. I believe it's October 15th. Don't quote me on that. look it up for yourself just in case. So what that means is right now, today, even if I wanted to have a fire, I'm not allowed to. I can't burn wood in the woods until 7 p.m. tonight. I checked before I came out. Otherwise, we'd be having a little fire here, I'd say. After October 15th, that is when you can start having a fire in the woods at any time of day or night. That'll be great. You still got to use your own common sense. And if we end up in a really dry situation in the fall, don't bother, right? Make a little alcohol stove or a methyl hydrate stove like I have there. That's all you need to get out for cooking, boiling water, all that stuff. I know we all like to have a fire, and fire lighting skills is a big part of what we're into. Meaning myself, meaning bushcrafting, right? And being good at that skill. But for convenience sake, I like the methyl hydrate stove. I made it myself. I paid nothing for it. It's made out of 2 beer cans and a water chestnut can. A little bit of yellow pipe insulation inside of it. I made a video previously about how to make those. Look that up. Beautiful. I had a little scout around on the way up here tonight, and I found pretty good, I saw it last time too, Hericium americanum or americanus. I think it's americanum. Bear's head tooth, anyway. I checked on it on the way here tonight. It's bigger. It looks nice. It's starting to yellow, so I don't know. I might harvest it on the way out. We'll see. I don't really have anything rigid to put it in, so if I throw it in my bag, I don't want it to get all squished up. But we'll see. We'll check it out on the way out, maybe. Unless we're here too late. Because now, it being fall, it gets dark here in Nova Scotia around 7:30 p.m. So really, if I get out right after work, I've only got a couple hours of daylight, 3 hours of daylight. So this time of year, great to be in the woods, but the weekends count now. Because the weekends, when you can get out for the full day, that's when you really get to spend some time in the woods. My stove's starting to die down there now. I can honestly say that I cannot hear another human on this planet right now. For this few minutes anyway, I hear no human-made noise other than myself. Man, that Saker mini chainsaw, that is going to come in handy, especially if I'm coming up here to build a teepee, which I have every intention of doing, but I'm going to have to do that during a daytime trip. Me and the boys are going to do that. Me and the Wyatt and Sam, I would say, will come up and do that, and Rena too, I hope. Make it a little bit of a family thing, coming up here for the daytimes on the weekend, have lunch, cook something over a fire, spend time in the woods. That's what it's all about. So far, it's been a pretty exciting week. We're only still early in the week, and man, I got my new cedar strip canoe out. couple days ago now. That was awesome. What an awesome experience. Now I'm sitting in the middle of the woods at a huge random rock, Chickadee Rock, drinking coffee, man. Boiled water over a stove I built myself. Life is good. Sitting in a chair I made myself. Life is good. Not a mosquito to be seen. Does not get any better. That little stove just went out. There we go. Curious to see how long it burned after I took the water off it. So I've been videoing pretty much the whole time, so I'll be able to tell how long that took. Well, I'm going to sit here and be quiet for 20 minutes or so. And then I'll bring you back when I get close to my coffee gone. Let my stove cool off. It's just putting my stuff away. And when I came in, I brought the Saker mini chainsaw in. I just threw it in my pack, right? I know that the chain is sharp, and if there was anything in my pack that could be damaged, it could be damaged by that. So, but on the way out, I'm just packing up. I'm still drinking my coffee. I'm not leaving yet, but everything's cooled off, so I'm just putting it away while my coffee's cooling off. I noticed I could do something. So, playing with fire, so I always bring gloves. And on the way out, I'm going to take my glove, I'm going to put it over the blade of the chainsaw. That might stay there. We'll see. And then I'm going to poke it in my bag. This way the chain, sharp chain, shouldn't be able to hurt nothing in my bag. In he goes. And the chain is oiled too, right? So that should keep any oil off the chain as well, or off anything in my bag anyway. So all that's left to put away would be my chair, my coffee cup, my handheld tripod can go in there now. And I want my foraging bag on top. I'm really looking for a good foraging basket. Keeping my eyes open. Sooner or later, I will see one. Oh. There we go. Coffee's just perfect drinking temperature there now. I can see it. I can visualize it. I can see us getting a teepee type structure over top of this whole area. I think that's going to be pretty cool. Maybe next video, hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll get in here and get building. With the, I just heard something behind me snap. With my Saker mini chainsaw, it's going to make building this thing pretty easy. So I'm looking forward to getting started on that. It being fall as well, I've got some overnighter ideas I want to follow through. I did an overnighter here once before in a tent, and the area here that is open, it's not really big enough for a tent. So I had a really kind of uncomfortable pitch, not the best sleep, and it was my first ever solo overnighter was at this location. I don't really have a great spot up here to hang a hammock. I found that the trees are, like, you can hang a hammock, but you can't get a tarp over it. I could fly a tarp over it maybe, but the trees are all too close together to get a good tarp pitch going. But that's neither here nor there. Squirrel going off in the distance there. I just put you guys so you can see exactly what I see. I can see the stream down there. I don't know if you guys can. It's just a little one. I meant to bring the trail camera up here and set it up. I have a habit of hanging out on game trails. I'm not completely convinced that right here wouldn't be part of a game trail. Hoping it's not, but it wouldn't be a bad idea to bring the trail camera up here for a few days just to scope out the area, see what's up here, see what's been passing through. Maybe when we come back next time. Well, sir, that was pretty good, I'd say. I've got a pretty good system going now. That did not take me long to get in, get set up. I even had to cut poles. Next time I won't have to cut poles. Next time I'm fairly certain we'll be building. I see enough materials around. We're on Crown land, so as long as I keep everything natural, I'm good to go. I can use all natural stuff. No nails or anything like that for sure. I wouldn't be lugging that stuff into the woods anyway. Bit of cordage maybe. See if we can put together a bushcraft shelter that we can come to through the winter. And for those of you that don't know, in Nova Scotia we have something called Crown land, which is owned by every single Nova Scotian and managed for us by the Department of Natural Resources. So we are allowed in Nova Scotia to be in any wooded area unless it's being actively logged. You're allowed to be in there to explore it, to do bird watching, to look at flora and fauna. If it's wooded, you're allowed to be there. There's no such thing as trespassing in the woods in Nova Scotia, as much as some people would like to think there is. But that's neither here nor there. On Crown land, you are good to go. Private property, you might want to ask somebody if they mind you being there. But you can look up Crown land maps online and find Crown land in your area that you can go explore. Oh, I hate to move. My coffee's gone. Oh, one more drop left. Coffee was perfect. I don't want to move, but it's getting past supper time now, and I do want to check out that bear's head tooth on the way out, so let's pack up. All I gotta do is put my chair away anyway. I got everything else packed. So relaxing, man. It's funny, the more I do this, the more I want to do this. I get excited through the day. I'll be at work thinking about doing this. And then as soon as I get home, it's throw everything together, throw everything in the bag, and get out. All right, let's start packing. Oh, too nice. Got the lid to my mug right there. I'm just gonna fire him right in. Foraging bags on top. I'll take him out for a sec because I'll leave him to the side because my chair's got to go back in yet. Now my chair should be nothing. Can you guys see what I'm doing here? My chair should be nothing to take down. Yeah, you should be able to see what I'm up to. Make sure I am recording, and I am. Okay, so I'm going to remove my stick from the bottom. And definitely these sticks are going to stay right here. And I will use them next time. Now, I just tied this in a couple half hitches. So they held really tight. They did not slip. And this is just paracord I've got it tied with. Oh, and they held almost too tight. I thought that'd be easy to come out of there. I guess all my weight got that pretty tight. Well, that's okay. I can deal with this at home. Since it's just paracord, I can cut that off right there. I'll get that sorted out at home. Yeah, I'm just going to melt the end of my paracord so that it doesn't fray out on me. Perfect. Unlash my paracord. And my bushcraft chair is disassembled. Now I'm going to put these so that water will run off them. So maybe they won't. I'll be back soon enough. As long as water will run off those sticks, they'll have less chance to rot, I would think. That's my thought there. I'll finish my thought. And there we go. My bushcraft pant leg chair is good to go. Now the foraging bag is in the top, so I can access that. Take my pinch strap off the tree. I like to put it through one of these other parts of my bag. It's a tie down there. And then cinch it up nice and tight. Because it is fall, I remembered to bring my flashlight this time. So that's pretty cool. Last time I was, not last time, time before I think. For some reason I thought sunset was like 8:30 and it was actually 7:37. So I ended up walking out in the almost dark, but that's okay, without a flashlight. So you do stuff like that and you learn. So now I've got my flashlight with me. That's just a run-of-the-mill home hardware Energizer flashlight. I've bought 2 of them. They seem to be really good. They take 2 AA batteries and they last really well. I've had great luck with it. I just rigged this one onto my pack so that if it ends up being dark, I can go hands-free, still run my staff, whatever I need to do. Just Energizer. Pretty good light. Around 26 bucks, I think, so meets my budget criteria, 30 bucks or less. I struggle to spend more than 30 bucks on myself, so that was a no-brainer for me. Under 30 bucks, nice bright light, I got it. And I've had this light for over a year now, maybe 2 years. It's been going strong. Really good one. Anyway, folks, thanks for joining me. I'm going to head down the hill, back to the car. Just take my time. I still got lots of time before dark. And I'm going to stop in at that bear's head tooth, I think. And we'll have a look at that and see if we're going to harvest that. So let's head down the hill. Okay, here we are at the bear's head tooth that I found. I think that's what this is. I'm not 100% sure. This maple, you can go this way. I clear some sticks out of the way so you can see what's up. It's quite dirty, as it was stuck on both sides. It's definitely harvestable though. That is, anyway. I think I'm gonna get it. Now, this I'm probably gonna dehydrate and use in tea is my guess. And before I harvest it, I'll give you guys a nice up-close look at it. So, okay, last drift we rode on, we found this. Well, I guess drift before last. I think this is bear's head tooth, but it also might be another Hericium species. There's also another bunch of it right there. So, let's get this stuff on the side here first. As you can see, when I pull down this, you can see inside a bit. That is cool. That is one cool mushroom, man. It'd be a relation of lion's mane, I think. Yes, it is. Yeah, if it is Hericium americanum, which I believe it to be, it might be Hericium coralloides, I think it's called. I'd have to look it up in my book. I don't see this often, so that's part of the motivation for wanting to harvest it. I have seen one other this year, about 3 weeks ago, maybe 4 weeks ago, which was tiny. It was only about the size of that little piece. So I wasn't going to harvest that, but this one's big enough. I think I will. I'll leave that tiny piece, and I'll take this big chunk here and the one out the end, hopefully. All right, let's try harvesting this. Now, trying to see where it's connected to the dead tree here. Then we'll attempt to slice that off. This should appear here every year. That's not very good. Oh, baby. Look at that. It's a little bit yellowed. Wow, that is amazing. You guys see that? That's pretty cool. So now let's get this one. This one's huge, man. Very nice. I have to do some cleaning up on this one. Look at that. Now the Hericium species of mushrooms are absolutely wonderful for your brain. So I am grateful to see this guy. Just make sure all these black dots on it, there's just dirt and not bugs. It looks good to me. I'm going to put that in my bag. That's nice. I'm going to put that in my bag. I'm leaving where it was attached to the tree, so that might continue to grow. I might come back and be able to harvest this again. And I'm going to leave that tiny one there. Now let's have a look in the end. Yeah, I can't really feel where that one starts. Feels like it's in there a ways. Okay, I can feel it in there. I'll carefully get my knife in. See if I can cut them free. There we go. Wow. Look at that. How amazing is that? Hericium species. I can say that for sure. That's great. So I'm going to be dehydrating that for tincture for sure. I'll also use it in tea. So that is awesome. Nice little bag of Hericium mushroom. Smells great. Perfect. Take that home and clean it up. Get it in the dehydrator. I am one happy mushroom hunter tonight. And like I say, I'll be back to check on that because that could continue to grow. It's been out here now for 2 weeks anyway, so it might go further. Well, there we go, fellas. It's time to head home now. I got my real nice Hericium species mushroom in my bag. That's going right in the dehydrator. I've had really tasty cup of coffee up in the woods. Beautiful evening in Nova Scotia. This is what it's all about. So quiet and peaceful. It's just great. Well, I hear a four-wheeler now. Anyway, thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you'll join me on the next one. I want you to remember you'll never find anything if you don't go look. And if you could tell the others, I would appreciate it. Bye for now.